Today, we are going to talk about Wayfinder, specifically Wayfinder Attributes, both offensive and defensive. As you build out your character when the game launches in May, you'll be using these attributes to kind of, I guess, create your build in a way. I mean, obviously, you got to choose your Wayfinder, the weapon you want to use, and then, of course, all the attributes that you're going to build your character around. Now, before we get started, it is important to note that all this information is from the beta. A lot of people were on NDA, but some content creators and websites were not. So all this information is derived from that and subject to change prior to launch of the game. Let's hop right in here. Of course, with any game, there are both offensive and defensive attributes in Wayfinder. The offensive attributes is where we're going to begin. They include attack power, ability power, crit rating, crit power, and break power. Now, all these do unique things. Specifically, some of them have synergy and then others don't. Let's talk about attack power first. So attack power, another name for attack power is weapon power. It increases the damage of your weapon attacks and your weapon ability. These are going to be mainly centered around, of course, the weapon that you choose. Some weapons are good at dealing damage, while other ones are good at like support or defensive characteristics. So attack power will basically be used on weapons that typically are oriented around attack, or you build your character that, you know, obviously attacks. Imagine this, around attack power. Ability power is the other one. Ability power increases the damage and effectiveness of your character's abilities. This is your Wayfinders. For instance, if you're Nis, then you'll be able to use ability power to level up or make your Shadow Step more powerful, or your Vengeful Shade. All those things are going to be centered around ability power. Okay, so the next one is crit rating and crit power. Now, obviously, crit rating is your crit chance, or essentially what you're used to in crit chance is your chance of attack being a critical hit. This applies to both ability and weapon damage, or your ability power and your attack power. Same goes with crit power. Crit power is increases the damage dealt while landing a crit. These two particular attributes, or offensive attributes, scale pretty well together. Obviously, if you're critting more, or your chance to crit is higher, then it obviously would be great to deal more damage when you crit. Break power is the final one. Now, this is kind of a unique one, kind of a standalone attribute. A guard break damage dealt to enemies. So a lot of bosses or some even, you know, basic mobs have stamina bars, you know, things that you can obviously deal enough damage to break them and put them in a stunned state. Now, Wingrave is really good at this. He has a high base starting break attack. Now, let's look at defensive attributes. Now, the defensive attributes are max health, physical and magical defense, and then, of course, resilience. So max health is exactly what you would think it was. Your hit point pool, essentially. Sinja and Wingrave have very high starting max health attributes. Physical defense and magical defense are next on the docket. First is physical defense. Physical defense will protect you from weapon damage of both bosses and enemies. Again, Sinja and Wingrave both have high physical defenses. This amount is over twice as much as an offensive character like Nis has. Next is magical defense, or Mage defense. This will protect you from boss and enemy abilities to help mitigate the incoming damage from those mechanics. The last one is resilience. This is a unique one, kind of like break power, except the opposite. The higher the resilience, the more damage your character can take before the guard is broken. And there you have it. That is all of the attributes that you will be utilizing in Wayfinder. Don't forget to check out the guide over at studioloot.com. It has everything there, as well as all of the attributes of each Wayfinder. We'll keep those updated as we know more about Kairos and the last, or the most recently revealed Wayfinder, Venomous. We'll keep those all updated on the website, so you can kind of keep an eye on there as you kind of plot your starting Wayfinder. And as you unlock more, you'll know which ones are better for which. Thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.